granted relief today after the court decided to reopen its bank accounts, which were closed for 15 days to pave way for the investigations. The court has confirmed that all banks complied with the order to allow the investigations of the 15 bank accounts associated with the pastor. Investigation Officer Inspector Martin Munene, while speaking in court, confirmed that according to the documents submitted, there was no bank account registered under Pastor Ezekiel's name, but all the accounts belong to either the church or the school. Inspector Munene has reported to the court that Safaricom, the telecommunications company, is yet to comply with the court order to provide data related to the investigated SIM cards. However, the Milimani court has summoned the Safaricom manager to appear in court on May 30th after the company allegedly refused to allow the police access to 7 M-Pesa lines belonging to Pastor Ezekiel Odero and his church. Judge Ben Ekubi of the Milimani court issued this order after the Directorate of Criminal Investigations informed the court that Safaricom had failed to comply with the initial order to disclose the financial information of the pastor and his church. Beryl Rotich, KUTV.
Right, back to matters that took place in the Jubilee NDC. Now, the Jubilee Party National Delegates Convention officially began after midday with hundreds of party's delegates attending the conference dressed in red garments which signify the party's color. The event was presided over by former President Uhuru Kenyatta, who made a grand entry accompanied by other political leaders from the Azimio coalition, including the coalition's leader Raila Odinga. Salma Soleh attended the event and now brings us the pomp and color of the Jubilee Party National Delegates Conference.
Red color was the theme of the Jubilee National Delegates Convention held at Ngonga Racecourse, with hundreds of its members attending dressed in red garments. The meeting was hosted by former President and party leader Uhuru Kenyatta. Entertainment consumed the better part of the day, with performances by the Sarakasi dancers, a Kikuyu poem by Wanja, among others. The party leader and the chief guest of the event, former President Uhuru Kenyatta, made a grand entry to the event amid applause and cheers from the crowd welcoming him to the event. Azimio la Umoja One Kenya coalition leader Raila Odinga, together with the NARC Kenya leader Martha Karua and a host of other leaders, were also in attendance. Roots Party leader Professor George Wajakoya made a light moment following his stylish entry into the stage, where he pulled a section of the crowd to join him in dancing to the reggae tune. However, the delegates in the meeting were heard chanting the Anti-Kanini Kega slogans during the meeting.
Now, away from that, detectives from Kenyenya sub-county have arrested a suspect and seized the consignment of contraband sugar at Magana Trading Center in Boma Choge, Borabu. This comes amid interdiction of several public offices in Mombasa over disappearance from the stores of a batch of brown sugar condemned as unfit for human consumption. The over 800 kilograms of the sugar in 14 bags of 50 kilograms and 3 others of 25 kilograms respectively were being repackaged in polythene papers with labeled sugar companies from Tanzania, Uganda and Kenya at a premise. Area Sub-County Commander Charles Opondo said the detectives acted on a tip-off and pounced on a female suspect. The essential commodity's origin was unknown, while the indicated quantities of 0.5, 1 and 2 kgs offered for sale to consumers could not be ascertained owing to lack of a weighing machine.
Hata intelligence yetu tuweza kupata hii nyumba ambayo inatengeneza sukari, wana sukari, wana repackage sukari. Sukari yetu tunaweza kuipata hapa ni kampuni moja kutoka Uganda, nyingine ya Tanzania na zingine za hapa kwetu Kenya. Alafu wana karatasi za kupaka ambazo umeziona kule ndani, wanabaki kwa kilo 1, nusu na kilo 2. Na kwa kweli hakuna weighing machine ambayo iko hapa, kwa hivyo kwa kabisa.
Kwa hiyo yetu tuko na sita, tumeshangazwa na kuona hivi vitu imenyanganywa na kwa wananchi. Tumeona vitu nyingi, sukari, hata sisi kama wamama, mimi kama mama community policing, nimeshangaa na nimeona area hii iko na uzuni.
Kwa kusema ukweli, hiyo sukari mimi naonanga kuna mtu nilikodisha kwa hii nyumba nikampea room, akakuja akaomba nikampea room, akaanza biashara ya sukari. Na hiyo sukari anatoa Mugunga kwa uzuri za Mugunga. Na sijui hizo zuri saida na gani, lakini anatoa Mugunga na anatoa paiki inasukisha sukari, anapigiwa simu kuja uchukue sukari kutoka kwa duka.
Now, tax reliefs and incentives cost the Kenyan government 620.5 billion Kenyan shillings in revenues in the 5 years to February 2023, giving perspective to the income losses for government amid cash flow pressures. According to the Kenya Revenue Authority, it started the fourth and last quarter of the current financial year with 128 billion Kenya shillings collection deficit, thus reflecting a 6.7% of target, largely linked to unmerited pay as you earn.
A statement tabled before Parliamentary Finance and Planning Committee by the Kenya Revenue Authority showed that the government missed out on shillings 620.5 billion shillings in tax reliefs and incentives in the period between January 2018 and February 2023. Of this amount, 65% translating to 405 billion was attributed to reliefs and incentives related to customs, where the remaining 216 billion was attributed to reliefs and incentives on domestic taxes. In the recently released quarterly economic and budgetary review, the Treasury indicated that revenue collection by March 2023 was below target by 87.4 billion, meaning between March and April, the deficit widened by an extra 40.6 billion. The KRA has since written to the Treasury seeking to reverse tax abandonment worth 9.2 billion, of which 8.2 billion is attributed to Kenya Breweries Limited, 612.7 million to the ICT Ministry, 332 million to London Distillers, and 38.2 million is attributed to maendeleo ya wanawake. The statement tabled by the KRA before the committee revealed that exemptions were the biggest drivers of loss of tax revenue between January 2018 and February 2023, accounting for 328.1 billion, followed by refunds at 127.2 billion. Edward Nyamo, KUTV.
All right, that report by Edward Nyamu is taking us to a very fast short break right here at KUTV Primetime News. Stay with us, we still have so much lined up for you.
Maisha ni haya mali. Da, sielewi yani hata neno moja. Yani tunasikia maboko likolo. Yani ukiniangalia tu mwamba huyu anafiti sehemu fulani. Wewe ni wewe inakaa. Without your love, I can't move on. Yo, that's my boy Rhino the Don. Keep watching and listening to KUTV.
Licha ya kufiliwa na mumewe pamoja na mtoto wake, Mama Mary Ekiru hakukata tamaa ya kusaidia watoto wasiojiweza katika jamii.
Tunawapea skills. Kuna wale wanafanya beauty, kuna wale wanafanya cake baking, tunatengeneza hizi vitu wanashona, pia kutengenezana nywele. Kile chenye unataka kufanya ndio tunakusaidia.
Msukumo wake wa kusaidia ulimpa changamoto ya kuwapa wasichana wadogo walioathirika na mimba za utotoni nafasi ya pili.
Saa hii niko boarding school na nachanga tu mtoto akiwa sawa, naenda nasoma, nikirudi bado wako sawa, hakuna shida yoyote. Imenisaidia sana katika masomo yangu na kulea mtoto.
Usikose kutegea makala ya Mwanamke Mwake Jumatatu saa 12:30 jioni na saa 3 usiku, nami Caroline Kimwele.
Kurunzi ya kilimo huimarisha afya na uchumi endelevu katika jamii. ni msingi mkubwa wa kipindi Boresha Kilimo. Kipindi hiki kinajikita katika teknolojia ya kisasa, utafiti na ushirikishaji wa wadau wa kilimo kuonyesha shughuli mbalimbali shambani. Kwa suluhu ya utoshelevu wa chakula, tazama Boresha Kilimo.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za tarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahoda mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalonukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Welcome back to the broadcast. You're watching KUTV Primetime News. Let's continue with our coverage. Now, police officers have arrested a suspect who allegedly wounded his stepbrother by cutting off his left arm using a machete in Sangalo village, Bungoma County, following a land dispute. DCI officers are conducting an investigation into the ownership of the farm at the relevant office, seeking to determine what led to the suspect cutting off his stepbrother's hand and leaving him with severe injuries. Oscar Wafula, who is the victim, now calls upon authorities to investigate his step-parents, claiming they might have participated in perpetrating the incident.
A 34-year-old man has been admitted to the referral hospital in Bungoma County, nursing wounds he sustained after he was attacked by his stepbrother. This incident occurs following a 2-acre land dispute between them, which led to the brutal attack.
Nikaona mtu ananikata panga huko kwa shingo. Ananikata panga kwa shingo. Kukimbia, kujitetea, tunakimbia na anguka. Akanikata huu mkono. Alafu akaanza kunikata kwa kiuno, kwa mapeka huko na kwa miguu.
The dispute led by Oscar Wafula Juma, a father of 2 and husband to 1, having his left hand and other parts of his body cut off, signifying that he will live with a disability.
Na kabla huyu mtoto hajanikata nilikuwa nimesimamia mamaka ako hapo nje anafakia. Mimi nilikuwa nataka tu wanisaidie tu nipate haki yangu. Vile wameniweka kilema hivi. Nataka tu wanishughulikie nipate tu haki yangu.
Oscar is recovering from his injuries, but he finds himself bedridden, a situation he did not anticipate. Furthermore, the ward nurse in charge confirms that he is improving compared to when he was admitted.
Currently, the patient is okay. Debridement was done. The wounds were stitched. The patient is fine. We are out of danger.
Oscar Wafula is requesting the Bungoma County Police Department to investigate his biological father and stepmother, as they were present during the incident, and no action has been taken. The police are investigating the incident to determine the truth of the matter. Celestine Wandia, KUTV.
3 tea plucking machines belonging to the Kimogu Tea Estate have today been torched by locals in Kericho County, forcing police to engage in a running battle with the protesters who are demonstrating over what they termed as skewed employment by multinationals. The chaos, which broke at the Brook Trading Center, paralyzed the traffic on the Kericho-Nakuru Highway after the locals lit bonfires, bringing business to a standstill. Tonight, in our special feature, we take a look at Lady Pastor Mary Ekiru, who is taking it upon herself to give teenage mothers a second chance to life. Our reporter Caroline Kimwele tells us how abandoned and expelled teen moms from their homes in Nairobi County have found solace with the woman of God.
A recent review by the United Nations Educational, Scientific and Cultural Organization, UNESCO, shows that teenage pregnancy and motherhood rate in Kenya stands at 18%. This implies that about 1 in every 5 teenage girls between the ages of 15 to 19 years have either had a live birth or are pregnant with their first child. In Kiwanja area, Roysambu constituency, Nairobi County, we meet Mary Ekiru, who for over 10 years now has sacrificed to save 22 girls affected by teenage pregnancy in a Victor's Children Home.
Mimi nasaidia yule mtoto arudi, just to give them a second chance and also to prove to the world ya kwamba huyu mtu hata kama maisha yake alikatizwa kwa sababu ya jambo hilo, ni kwamba anaweza amka na ajitetee na asimame tena na aendelee na maisha.
Meet Faith and Joy, not their real names. They tell us how their parents and lovers disowned them to an extent of being evicted from places they called home after they became pregnant.
Watu wa home wakaleta shida, wakaniambia nafaa kujua kwenye ndapeleka bora. Hadi mwenye alikuwa responsible pia akakataa. So ndo mama akanichukua tu back.
The other reason for saving these girls, as Mary explains, is absence of the ability to raise them because of challenges including poverty. Victor's Home then intervenes by giving a second chance to such girls who their families are unable to cater for their basic needs.
Nikuja hapa last year. Sasa nilikuwa na join form 1, sasa wazazi wangu hawakuwa na uwezo wa kunipeleka high school. Sasa wakaongea na mama, wakanileta yani mzazi mmoja. Mwingine aliaga dunia kwa wadogo sana.
Further statistics from UNESCO reveals drivers of teenage pregnancy and motherhood include lack of education, including education on sexual and reproductive health, poverty, early sexual initiation, harmful cultural practices such as child marriages, sexual abuse or violence, and barriers to access to sexual and reproductive health services.
Sana sana wengine they walk in. Anakuja kwa sababu amechanganyikiwa, hajui aende wapi, hajui afanye nini, na pengine siku zake zimefika. Kwa hivyo anakuja, anaongea, tunajaribu kumfuatilia kama tunaweza msaidia akiwa kwao. Mzazi akikataa ama ule mwenye huyo mtoto akikataa, ndio sisi sasa tutachukulia.
In her efforts to try and talk to some of the parents and families to accept the girls and give them a second chance, their response is often that the girls have embarrassed them as parents, ending up chasing them away from home.
Wengine hata wakijua ya kwamba mtoto amepata mahali, hawaongei, wananyamaza, wapigi simu au wafuatilii, kwa sababu kwao mzigo umewaondokea mara mbili, ya ule mtoto wao na huyu msichana, ule mtoto na huyu msichana. Kwa hivyo wengine wako sawa na wengine hata hawataki kujua. Kuna watu hawataki kujua. Na hata labda ukijaribu kuwafuatilia, nimejaribu, wengine unafuatilia na wanasema ya kwamba hawataki huyo mtoto, aliwahaibisha.
Victor's Children's Home gives the girls another chance to continue their studies, gain skills in different arts such as beauty, braiding, sewing, and beading, among other artistic skills.
Sai niko boarding school na nachanga tu mtoto akiwa sawa, naenda nasoma, nikirudi bado wako sawa, hakuna shida yoyote. Imenisaidia sana katika masomo yangu na kulea mtoto. wananilipia kada ya shule. Hata kila kitu yenye nahitaji ni wao wananisaidia nayo. Hata pocket money wao wananisaidia.
Mary, however, explains that despite a part of the community giving critics that she is encouraging child sex by giving the girls a second chance, she says that her fear is that one day she will be unable to raise them due to lack of finances. She is therefore calling on well-wishers for their hand in raising the girls.
Charity ukosa ladha ama ukosa umuhimu wake wakati unasaidia mtu ndio aje akusaidie. That is not charity. That is business. That is hiyo ni kuwekeana deni ya kwamba nitafanya hivi na wewe kesho ufanye hivi. Hiyo ni deni. But charity is when you support, you help without expecting anything in return.
This call has also been given to President William Ruto in contributing to fulfill the dreams of young generation.
Ningependa kumwambia Rais William Ruto to support sisi kama youths wadogo kwa kusoma juu the moment unasoma unaweza eka all your mind and efforts kwa masomo ndo at least uone hadi mimi nataka kufika mahali fulani, yani ndoto yako isididimie. Wasaidie tuweze kusoma, tuweze kutimiza ndoto zetu, na pia sisi tukitimiza tutasaidia wale wengine.
Mary Ekiru has however not given up hope for helping despite the loss of her husband and son who were her source of motivation. Caroline Kimwele for KUTV.
All right, thank you, Caroline Kimwele, for that report. We are taking another short break at this particular point. We're coming back with sports news, so stay with us.
Focus on Health is a show that creates awareness on matters health and informs you on various diseases, their causes, treatment, prevention, coping, and support. So join me, Bori Michelle, every Thursday at 7:30 p.m. only on KUTV. You can also follow us on our social media platforms at KUTV Focus on Health on Facebook and also on YouTube, and Health Focus on Instagram, because your health is your wealth. Stay safe and stay healthy.
To knowledge, solution to unanswered questions.
Guidelines to pursuing your rights and repossessing your property, intellectual or material.
This and more only on Law Matters.
Kipindi hewani ni mitindo ya kipwani. Kama ilivyo kipindi hiki kinahusu nyimbo za tarab, chakacha, midwara, midundiko, bila kusahau mapishi. Ambao ndio uti wa mgongo wa pwani ya Afrika Mashariki.
Jamani, swaibu zangu mliopo maskani, hatuonani wenzangu, najua mwanitamani.
Hapa KUTV, nahoda mwendesha chombo cha baharini, yani ua linalunukia na kuvutia waridi tamu.
Hello everyone, this is the new chapter of Let's Be Fit. I'll be host DiCaplo. I'm here to give you various workouts. I'll be having different trainers. We'll have Zumba classes, we'll have aerobics classes, we'll have boxer size, we'll have cutter box, just name them. 6:30 a.m. to 7 a.m. Keep it locked. Make sure we keep fit. And that's it from me to you.
Lola ni programu inayokupa fursa ya kutizama video zozote pindi tu unapokuwa na nafasi. Hadithi za kukupa motisha, drama, maisha ya vyuo vikuu, teknolojia, masuala ya jamii, kuzuru maeneo tofauti, spoti, burudani na zaidi. Pata programu ya Lola sasa kwenye rununu yako kwa yote unayohitaji.
Welcome to the broadcast. Let's take a look at what's happening in the world of sports. Now, in a bid to relieve themselves from mental challenges occasioned by the nature of their work, prison warders from central Kenya have resorted to begin sporting competitions. The competitions are hoped to go a long way in helping engage warders who are abusing alcohol and other drugs within the service and boosting their morale at work. Jama Gikomon has more on this.
While speaking at Thika Technical Training Institute, where warders from 4 prisons, including Thika Main Prison, Maranjao GK Prison, Mwea GK Prison, and Muranga GK Prison, launched the sports competition, Deputy Officer in charge of Thika Main Prison, Jeffrey Mbogwa, said that the games will not only help the officers to avoid bad morals, but will also enhance teamwork and capacity building amongst them, thus making them more effective at work.
Games are so good to officers in that currently we have stress levels are so high. So in the event that officers are engaged in these activities,
Thika Main Prison Team Manager Edwin Mbogwa has called upon the government and relevant authorities to consider supporting other sporting activities such as volleyball and races amongst the prison warders in order to boost their morale at work.
Tukishirikiana kwa pamoja katika kuwa na michezo kama hizi, tuna avoid mambo ya drug abuse, sana alcoholism, pia tuna avoid mambo ya stress.
The players say that through football and other sports activities, officers who engage in alcohol and substance abuse will be salvaged and rehabilitated.
Tunakuwa na shida kidogo ambaye kazi ngumu ile tunafanya hiyo masaa pia. So wakati unatoka kazi unapata ile refreshment ya michezo, at least inasaidia.
Still tuna recruit wengine wanakuja ni officers. Wana join team yetu mpaka sasa hivi tuko na at least full like team mbili ile full strong. Na officers wenye turnout yao inakuja iko mzuri.
Thika Main Command Prison won the competition, scooping the trophy, while the prison warders say that the sports will help them to positively spend their free time instead of engaging in other helpful activities. They are hopeful that the sports activities will help improve their mental and physical fitness. Jama Gikomo for KUTV Sports.
The Higa Queens are the champions of the Kenya Women Premier League, KWPL, with a game in hand after winning against Nakuru City Queens 2-1 at the Nakuru Showground. The Higa Queens have 52 points, while Gospel FC and Elize Starlets are in second and third positions with 48 and 42 points, respectively. And finally, in sports news, Manchester City celebrated the English Premier League title crowning with a 1-0 victory against Chelsea at the Etihad Stadium. A Julian Alvarez strike sealed the third